Yeah. Gotcha. I think we're
What's
live.
up? I don't think we have
let's not
anybody
admit
watching,
to
but-
any crimes or anything.
Good
Oh
first
God,
intro.
do we really have Tyler over here without his mic set up? There's no way that thing is not going to be just like collapsed by the end of this thing.
For sure.
No.
For sure.
Oh.
Are we fully recording?
Technically, yeah, but like we can always cut the,
While
the
we're-
beginning
yeah.
part.
Obviously not the right
All right, let's see how this goes.
Oh my God, already.
What?
Here, hold on.
I think we're
Come
good.
on. That was pretty good. That was pretty good, I thought.
Check us out.
Oh God.
So what are we doing? Chopping it up with the boys?
Yeah, first episode back after the new year. Did everyone have a good break?
It's like Thanksgiving, probably.
Well, yeah, it's because
Yeah.
everyone on my side was sick. Everybody on your side was sick. Travel. It's
Oh,
been an absolute disaster. How about you guys? What's been going on in actually I feel like Max has an announcement since the last time he was on the podcast.
Yeah, I have been on a hiatus from the Speakeasy podcast, becoming a dad. It's been fun. It's been a good time.
Is that to limit your drinking or limit you saying stupid shit with
Um,
the sun?
more of like the hour and 20 drive.
Yeah.
It's a hike. It is a hike after.
'Cause you're at Danville, right?
Yeah.
Now that I'm looking, I'll update people. My parents bought 40 acres in Danville,
That's
and
awesome.
they're basically wooing us to move there. So now I'm like looking on my Google Maps how far Danville is from everything, and it's pretty depressing.
Well, and I think it's one of those things where you have to really determine for yourself what you're optimizing for.
Right.
Yeah, you're going to spend a whole lot more time in the car, which means yeah, you can probably get on the phone and talk people through their escrow issues and all of that. But I mean, I just recently lost an employee simply because of her drive up from here down to the wild. So just something to be cognizant of,
Yeah.
that you could learn to hate your life real fast.
Thanks for that.
You're really selling Danville
Yeah.
right
I
now.
really saw it.
How much do you like to drive?
I do, but here's the thing. It would be a move towards Danville
No.
because we're currently looking at some commercial buildings, my dad
Gotcha.
and I, to buy as an asset. So it would be, and he wants to do more than that. Like he wants to like put in like a freaking restaurant or two,
Hmm.
not like own it, but like buy the commercial real estate, lease it to someone cool, bring someone. So
Yeah,
like
bring
that,
like an upland or something in there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
that like whatever Danville can afford to get with
All right.
the people it
So
has.
Jimmy John's.
Jimmy,
We have a
Yeah, we
Jimmy
have a
John's.
Jimmy John's and McDonald's.
Bring us a Chipotle. We need
Bring us a
Chipotle would
Chipotle.
be massive.
Chipotle would be huge.
Is there a Chick-fil-A over there?
No
There's
Chick-fil-A.
not a
Just two in
Chick-fil-A.
Avon. So that kind of
Mm.
services Danville.
Yeah, people think that until they live in
Until
Danville.
there's-
It's 20 minutes to Avon. Like,
No.
yes, to get from my house to the McDonald's in Avon, which is like where Avon starts.
Okay, that's two different
Say
parts
it
of Avon.
serves
20
Danville
minutes.
until there's a
To get to
in
Chick-fil-A, it's
Danville.
like 24 minutes. My wife was pregnant. Chick-fil-A was the craving. I know it down to like,
You
There
got
was
that down to
yeah.
science over here.
That was my wife's craving too.
yeah.
But I do want to share a little bit about this
Yeah.
from a real estate component. So it's 40 acres. My brother is like a junior farmer. Like he literally has like chickens and in berries and all these plants.
Is he older or younger than you?
He's younger.
Younger.
Not interested in real estate at all. Very interested in like agro science and stuff and regenerative agriculture. So my parents were like, well, we want you guys closer to us. So like they just like he sold a business and
Your brother?
my dad and they were like, well, a great investment, land in Danville, which it is a great investment.
Yeah.
There's no way this could go down in Valley, in my opinion. And my brother is like signed up, ready to move. And now it's like, are you guys gonna move there?
So you're the jerk if you don't do it.
Right, basically. we're leaning towards it because like building a house and being on land does sound really fun. But here's the interesting thing, and Max can correct me if I'm wrong, but I think Danville's supposed to grow like 300% in the next decade, according to like D.R. Horton and all these national builders are going.
There's like a fun
absolute
game
ballistic.
of Monopoly happening. You know,
Yeah.
you want the territory in Monopoly between a company or between D.R. Horton, huge home builder, right?
Yeah.
And a company called Hawkeye Storage, a local
Oh yeah,
self-storage. There's literally just self-storage and cookie cutter homes everywhere.
yeah.
So maybe Danville's not going in the right
Oh,
direction.
totally. For they need to go to hire like more custom homes.
Yeah,
which they're
absolutely.
trying. But the downtown real estate, there's 3 massive buildings on the town square. It's a county seat, so it has like this cool square, but it's like mom and pop everything. There's no fancy brewery, coffee shop. There's like the cornerstone, what is it? The kickstand, which is like a biker bar basically, and some other cafe that's really cute but very homespun. And
Just a little bit more there. Shout out Square Burger.
yeah, but I'm like, my theory is like this has a lot of potential and it's right on the cusp of a ton of development. So what if we bought this commercial real estate right before? And I basically want to do that.
Yeah.
So we're analyzing. So I'm actually doing a commercial real estate boot camp at the moment,
Nice.
learning how to like understand NOI, cap rates, capital stack, how to raise capital. And basically I'm just farting up a bunch of buzzwords right now, but like we're really putting it to use.
That's
So,
awesome, man.
Commercial is an interesting world. I love that the value of the building and asset is based on the income.
In some
Mhm.
ways.
Okay. Tell me.
So
I like that because it's like, okay, I'll just drive up the rents and
yeah, well, so,
be a good manager.
Yes and no. Everybody's like, it's just a math equation. It's just a math equation when it comes to commercial, and it's true. But then the other side of it is there still is the subjective component of whatever the cap rate is. Like the cap rate is based on comps. So it's just where in the stack your comps are. So if your comps don't change and you change your income, great. Your value of the asset changes. But you get a different appraiser on a different day, and he decides that your comps are different and your cap rate changes, then that completely could blow up your numbers.
Yeah.
And
the cap rate has so much power in commercial.
it's
like,
an arbitrary number too.
yeah, it's like tens of thousands of dollars and hundreds of thousands of dollars in difference in valuation. It is arbitrary. And here's the thing, this office building we're looking at on the town square, I was underwriting it. So I'm looking at they're asking $1 million. I'm thinking, okay, maybe we can get it for 900, 935, whatever. And I'm looking at, okay, if we bump the rents to this, and that's where I'm like struggling. So I'm figuring out price per square foot from a commercial office space leasability. And I configured like, okay, we can drive up the rents by about 20%.
Yeah.
And the building should be worth 1.35. And then I had like a mentor look over my shoulders and he's like, dude, your cap rate's way too hot or way too low.
Way too aggressive.
Like I think I had it on like an 8 or 7 and he was like, dude, it's a 9. I was like, what? A 9? And he's like, Danville. He's like, this is an old building. I still kind of like 9 cap.
Well, and it's
really
based on a
high.
variety of things. It's based on the market. It's based on the condition of the property. It's based on like what kind of construction you actually have on the building. Like it's absolutely an arbitrary.
So have you done a bunch of commercial appraisals?
I have not done a bunch. I've done enough though that I am like, I don't believe that this is just the math equation that, you know, the bigger pockets gurus, the guys who analyze a bunch of deals actually make it out to be. That doesn't mean you can't crush it. I absolutely think you can. But it's not just as cut and dry.
It's not as simple as plug some numbers in a spreadsheet and go make $1 million.
No, unfortunately, it's still a relationship game. Yeah. There was a building in particular that I really wanted down in Bloomington. And I was looking at the appraisal and I'm like, I don't know how they got this cap rate on this building, but like there was just absolutely no way. Like it was only going to go the wrong direction.
So where is it here in Danville?
Hopefully nobody's looking for commercial real estate.
Well,
in
then we
Danville.
don't have to look it up.
I don't care.
Well, the 40 acres, that's already owned
The
by
40
you guys, right?
acres is 3016 State Road 236.
The 236,
Yep.
36.
It's right
split.
there.
It's right up in there.
So
Okay.
right up there, it's the highest point in Greater Indy in elevation. So what's sick is you can see all the way to downtown.
Yeah, they've got like a
Really?
little nice,
That's not
tiny
cool.
little
It's sick.
a water tower there that says it's the highest elevation. It's
That's
like a little
cool.
tiny sign.
I've
So
always
there's-
made the joke the Wilds is the highest elevation in Indiana. So
Okay. in
I-
Indiana.
This
joke.
is in
No, it's a
greater.
joke.
This
Oh.
is in greater.
You
Yeah,
should
no.
just keep saying that.
Yeah.
And you'll get some infamous claim.
You put up the sign.
I'm gonna put up a
They're like
water
proving you wrong.
tower.
Dude, the highest point is in like,
you go, like,
Richmond.
Yeah.
The highest point in Indiana is in Richmond. It's like not even a hill because it's just higher. The baseline is higher
Yeah.
because of geography.
Fun facts.
Yeah, we're just
Gotta get the
written-
history
Gotta
teacher
get
in here
Nate
to
Frankel in here.
Yeah.
Dude, yeah, we need to.
Nate would
Yeah, were
school
you
us.
history?
I was a history teacher.
Just not Indiana history.
Clearly.
Indeed. That was 4th grade. Can't
Yeah.
remember anything. Something about the Battle of Tippecanoe. Can't remember anything about it. Probably was important.
Is there about like
There was some battles in Indiana.
Really?
Battle of Tippecanoe was against Indians. Basically, like they were
Yeah.
celebrating, just like ransacking these poor guys.
Christopher Columbus was here running through Indiana.
No,
According
Lewis and
to,
Clark. They
Oh,
left
yeah,
from
that
St.
would make
Louis,
more
but
sense.
so maybe not.
Anyways,
How do we get
back
this
on
off?
the rails.
That's why I love this podcast,
Yeah.
though. We just
talk.
talk. It's
Why it's
great.
called the Speakeasy. We're here having a drink,
It's-
hanging
yeah.
out,
It's great.
I
talk-
think.
talking about what's going on recently in our.
Well,
Real
it's the
estate
first one of
lives.
the new year. Do we maybe want to talk about what our
Hmm.
real estate resolutions are here for the year and like what we're looking to accomplish?
Oh yeah,
Yeah, we can do that.
let's do it.
All right, Brooks, you're the first one over there, and you've been quiet today.
Well, I mean, we were learning about the Battle of Tippecanoe, so
Yeah.
I was
You were
I was interested.
enraptured, yeah.
No, I would say my biggest thing. I'm not acquiring any more like single family or like duplex stuff right now, and I didn't last year either. And basically, probably the same resolution I had last year. I want to purchase something that's commercial, like kind of what you were talking about. Didn't get a chance to do that this year or last year, I guess I should say, unfortunately. So that's going to be like my big thing that I want to do this year. So,
What class of asset?
I'm pretty open, to be honest with you. I'll entertain anything. The only thing I really don't want probably is an apartment building. Other than that, anything else. So,
Cool. I like that.
how about you?
Outside of
We'll
buying
go
commercial
around.
real estate
Yeah.
out in Danville.
Yeah,
That's the
which is a big one, but
that's the big one. Get into the Danville real estate game. And
Shout out New Group Duplex.
Yeah, I have some current deals. I won't get into the nitty gritty, but pending on 2 duplexes.
Heck yeah.
Never bought a duplex. Weirdly enough,
Fourplexes only, right?
4plexes only and single family. Selling
Are
some
those
single
duplexes the
family.
new build ones?
One of them is, and which I think we're gonna have like 50K equity the day it's done. I already have people
Such a good
wanting to buy it
location.
from me, so that was sick.
We'll sidebar and circle back to that. Remind me before we wrap this.
Let's circle back to
FHA
that. We need to-
duplex, so we can pitch Nick. Continue.
Yeah. So yeah, residential, we're in a shifting pattern, as in shifting to better quality assets.
Yeah.
I'm like 20, not 20, I'm like 4 years behind you and maybe 5 years behind you in that like shift. And so I'm selling a horrible property that had a pipe burst and another terrible property. They're both worth, under 200,000, just kind of crappy neighborhoods.
Mhm.
So I'm going to sell those. I'm going to put the money into higher, yielding in terms of quality of life assets. And,
ROTI.
Those, yeah.
Yeah.
And then try to get into the Danville commercial scene. Roots, we have a massive BHAG, which is by 2033, I think,
Sure.
to help 10,000 people break into real estate.
Love it.
So content, events, agency.
Yeah.
So
Well,
we're just-
and you guys launched your podcast here recently,
Yeah.
which is very different than this one.
Yeah.
Much more collars and looking a lot better. But dude, really glad to see you guys doing that and kind of doing something a little different.
Yeah.
We launched your episode this morning.
I had to rewatch it because I was pretty
I was
vain.
listening to it on my way
Yeah.
here too.
I was like, I got to make sure that I didn't sound too stupid. But
It was good.
yeah, no, I thought, dude, editors can do a lot of great things.
I don't think he edits the actual
Yeah.
discussion at all.
Uh,
But
or that and AI.
Yeah.
AI and
AI.
editors can do some awesome stuff. But that's awesome.
yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I'm pumped.
Yeah.
What are you, man?
So I was kind of looking back at last year, and one of the things that was really important to me is I wanted to add another for off-leash construction. I wanted to add another revenue line, which we ended up doing, which was the maintenance side of things. We were starting to get asks, and we weren't really equipped to do it, and so we did that. Off-leash construction 2024 was a year in so many ways.
Yeah.
We ended up hiring all of our employees. I think we're up to
I
like
feel like
20.
that was the year for off leash.
Oh yeah,
Like just everything happened.
it was a lot. It was like drinking from a fire hose for sure.
Yeah.
When I'm looking ahead here to 2025, personally, I'd like to do a couple of deals myself. I think that it's always fun just to keep the
Keep the blade sharp.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah, the tool sharp there. But I'm not looking to do 100 deals or anything like that. Like if I could do 5 to 10 deals this year, I'd be thrilled. I'm looking for simplicity in my life.
Mm.
Off leash construction has the greatest opportunity of anything I'm doing, and so I do want to give a lot of attention to that. And so I think one of the things I want to continue to do is to simplify. Like I reached out to you guys. I'm like, hey, I think I'm ready to start getting rid of some of this lower end part of my portfolio and just get to that 10. Like I would love to have 10 great properties.
Right.
Not as good ROI, not as good cash flow. That's fine. Like I'm totally cool with that to simplify my life. And I'll just say, transparently here, guys, there's one other little business that's been niggling in the back of my mind a little bit that I'm not ready to talk about yet. I think there's an opportunity. I don't think anybody's doing it particularly well here in the Indy market, at least not at scale. And so it's something I'm giving a lot of thought to.
Yeah.
I may end up deciding to do it. I have the people lined up to do it with me. So simplicity though.
We have a client. I'm not going to name it because I'm not going to spoil it, but I have a client who needs this right now. And I mentioned that to one of our agents on our team working with them. And they're like, dude, that is. So my thoughts have evolved because initially I was like, why should you do this?
Yeah.
This would be chaos.
Yeah.
And
now you're like, you should do this.
You should do this because I selfishly need it.
Because it's going to be chaos.
I was about to say it's too much.
Yeah, but we'll talk more about that in the future. I think
I just cued in.
Yeah. I think it's the kind of thing I probably am going to end up doing, but I'm going to hate myself in the short term and really be happy.
I think that's a lot easier than your other business, actually.
I 100% agree with you. I think off construction, it was interesting. I'll circle back to one of the things you were saying there, Tyler. You talked a lot about education, and you've kind of launched some stuff here. And as part of that, I was asked a question that I thought was one of the most poignant questions I've been asked in a long time, which is, which brings you more stress, the construction side or the wedding side? And I had to think about it there for a second. And the level of stress I get in a moment for the weddings is like 10x higher than anything I'm going to get on the construction side. That said, like construction, there's always something wrong. It's just a chronic stress at all times.
Sounds wonderful.
Yeah, no, it's a lot. I think you're right. I think this other business is a little less chronic and a little more spiky.
It's easier to systematize. And I know someone doing it in Arizona that you should talk to who's from Indy. So I'm going to line up that conversation, who's doing it in a really, really good way.
Yeah. Perfect. Well, dude, I like it. And transparently, I might be looking at one other wedding venue. It might be in play. So we'll see. We'll see if anything happens there.
Sounds like you got a big year.
Big year ahead, hopefully.
Is that the same one we've talked about? Or
Different one.
New one.
New one. Yeah, I analyze a lot, and then I always find out why they're selling.
Yeah.
And very quickly, I'm like, yeah, I'm out for those reasons. So,
Right.
but yeah, it's easy to tap into my existing systems, which is kind of nice.
Right.
So that's not that much work. So, how about you, Max?
On the investment side, a lot of just, I don't know, I've thrown around ideas of going and doing flips. I've even claimed at one point that I was going to do 12 flips this year.
That's the number I heard.
I have a few under contract that I may or may not close on. I have somebody else lined up that would close on them and execute, and I could get out of it, service them as an agent, sell it, and probably make about the same amount. That's what I come back to when it comes to flips. It's like I could help 30 people flip 30 homes or flip 12 homes myself.
Yeah.
I don't know. There's equal trade-off there, I think. Time-wise, probably about the same amount. Stress-wise, I don't know which one's easier.
Being an agent.
That's
I think being an agent, because it's not, your own money.
The risk is
You win. You
much
win no matter what.
lower with an agent.
Right. Correct.
Assuming a transaction occurs, you win.
Yeah, unless my clients just drop me all of a sudden.
Which does happen.
Not very often for me, but sure.
Yeah.
Wow. It sounds like that's just kind of a
I'm not
Tyler
going to
thing.
share my
Kinda
sob.
sounds like
I'm not going to share my sob story. Basically, all my focus on building and scaling does sometimes come out to bite you.
Yeah.
If you don't do like the small meaningful things for some people.
Mhm.
So I'm not going to share my sob story.
That's fair.
That's
That
for later.
that
When-
actually lobs into what
It's
my
not that big a
true
deal.
goal is for the year, which is why I'm likely not going to flip or add any more rentals this year. A lot of organization on that side. Got GNC, want to get that completely debt free. Have like a a little bit left on an SBA loan that since I've bought it, I've just been taking no profit, just throwing everything towards getting that to be a debt-free asset and letting it churn by itself. But what he just said is scaling comes at a consequence of clients at times because we can't service we can't do the agency as well. So my entire focus this year is building the team up to where that doesn't happen. So we're hiring agents to help plug those holes, and that's my job, is to hire them and scale and get it to where they're sending the real estate reviews and doing the actual things of an agent for
Roots is
Tyler.
the CEO of Roots Realty,
So-
or Max is the CEO of Roots Realty.
Yeah.
Tyler is the CEO of Roots EDU.
Yeah.
Simplest
Nice.
terms.
So I'm just going to put everything on the back burner and basically make Roots the best real estate company in Indianapolis. And
I think you guys are pulling that off for you real fast.
I'd agree.
I mean, I happen to know that we're going to be throwing one hell of an event here for you here in a couple minutes.
This is true.
I'm pumped. We got a lot of people coming.
Yeah.
I do.
All right. Good.
I do have a tactical question for
Okay.
you guys. I just got a call from the person who manages my rentals saying, "All right, brace yourself. We got a quote for raccoons and squirrels in your property. $6,000. Yeah, different property. I'm gonna shoot myself over these raccoons and squirrels. I swear. $6,000, and that includes
houses.
blah blah blah, stealing everything." And I'm like,
It's a big number.
I can't do that. That's like a furnace or two. You know what I mean?
That's more than a furnace.
It is.
I mean, Max can
So I'm like,
attest that's more than a
do you guys have
furnace.
experience with animals? What is your go-to there? Obviously sealing it up, but like all the feces in the walls, I'm like, gosh, dang.
Oh shit.
Yeah,
Literally.
Literally.
Yeah, I mean, it sounds like what they're planning to do is a lot of demo.
I got to look over the quote.
Yeah.
That's probably number
Is
one.
it the same house?
It's a different one, dude. It's the quad on Broadway. I don't know if you
Dude,
know.
that quad needs to go.
It's a
Really?
different quad.
Oh,
I sold that one.
that quad needs to go.
No, this quad is like a really good. It's a cash flow monster
It was.
in a good area. No, this is 24115 North Broadway, near North
Okay.
Side.
Yeah.
Quality asset. Just had some gaps in the soffit.
Has not owned it long enough.
Have not owned it long.
Yeah, but you only got one quote on it, right?
One quote.
When it's the PM's contractor's quote, right?
It was
It's in-house PM.
in-house PM, and I did coach her up to say we're going with Barry Jarvis. Tell him to get his leaf blower, scare them all off, and seal that thing up. That'll cost $200.
Get the contractor.
And
in
but
truck.
it's the
Chop
the poop in the walls that I'm scared about. Does that fester? Will I hate myself if I don't address that? I don't know. That's where I just don't know.
Yeah. You might hate yourself for that one.
Mm.
I had that actually in my first house hack that I ever did, that I talked about on your podcast, where we had bats and rats and stuff that were dead in our ceiling and all of their stuff. And it's probably replacing all the insulation and everything.
know.
That's the biggest issue. Is
We're talking like a $15,000 thing that I have an investor on this. I keep him updated. Like, that's not good news.
here's what I'll say.
$15,000 on insulation.
Wait,
and
15?
pest
I thought it
removal.
was 6.
If we have to remove all the insulation. See, my thoughts are okay. I
they
bought
can
a
be-
property.
Wait, hold up. It went from
Okay, so
6
I
to-
do want to. This
They
is
can be
hey,
cold.
welcome to the grimy real estate world. I bought a property and it had raccoon shit in the attic with no raccoons in it. And it's currently an Airbnb. And I had the listing agent, who was a friend. Now, he was the listing agent. Said, "Dude, I have this on all my reports. I never do anything about it. No one ever notices. It doesn't affect anything." And I didn't do anything about it. No one ever notices. It didn't affect anything. Maybe but when I go to sell it, I realize I'm gonna have to change the insulation. But when I sell it, I'll have way more equity and I don't really care. So I'm actually like really at a crossroads. Like, do you address the poop in the insulation or no?
I don't know. Lauren with Off Leash does all my maintenance coordination, and she
So maybe I
knows.
need to call Lauren.
She
call,
knows.
call Lauren and don't tell her the number that you're already working with. That let me tell you, that'll help.
Yeah. Well,
This
what I
was
was
like
going
a
to say,
Noblesville remediation company. It was like the worst company
yeah.
ever to work with.
but what I was going to say is Lauren knows that anything that gets brought up that needs done, I do, and I live by the mindset of just get it done, eat it, swallow.
Yeah.
It sucks, take the punch, and
Which always is better. Like you said that at the masterclass, whenever you neglect some huge expense, it comes back to bite you threefold. That has proven true to me.
Yeah.
So I'm like,
it sounds like
I
sounds
probably
like
They're on there,
2025 cash flow is going down.
it sounds like cash flow is not great on that property this year.
It hasn't been great. That's the thing.
well, good. You
And
got
I
plenty of
love-
money to pay for it.
I love reporting. So I'm new to this. I am learning how to manage the cash flow and do like dividends to investors. It's one partner, but I've been like, I did a dividend and he was like, dude, awesome. Real estate works. And now I'm gonna be like, no dividends, 2025 raccoons.
Yeah.
You can send him a bag of the feces.
Yeah.
For his
And it's
dividends.
hard to distribute money with cash flow these days.
Yeah.
It really is.
Yeah.
I never do it because it's like, I know I'm gonna need this money and I don't want to pay it out of pocket.
And yeah, you don't want to have to do another
Right.
equity ask. So yeah.
Right. That's another huge goal of mine is, can I start to learn how to live off rental income? And you might be like, oh, why would you do that? Just let it roll and reinvest it, like you said.
Yeah.
No, for me, I want to learn how to do it to better understand how to manage cash flow and be disciplined with accounting and management. Like, it's a personal goal of mine, even if it's $500 that I'm spending.
Yeah.
It's just like the profit first mentality.
I like it. As long as you're saying profit and you're gonna go throw it back in there.
Yeah. Right.
Throw it back in the pie.
Right. Obviously, don't blow it on fancy car or whatever it is.
Yeah.
But
No.
Yeah.
All right. Here's
All
what
right.
I'm going to say. Lily is going to beat you up if you don't let her come in here and start getting ready for this event. So
Yeah.
I think
she can
that's
come in any time. Yeah.
I think this might be another episode of the Indy Investor Speakeasy.
Sure.
Yeah.
What's
can
the
do
best
that.
way for people to get in touch with you?
Just go subscribe to the
Podcast.
Podcast.
There you
Roots Realty Podcast. Is that what it's
It's
called?
Just the Roots
youtube.com/Roots Realty.
Is that on like Spotify, Apple, all that stuff?
All of it.
It's everywhere.
Awesome.
Yeah,
Awesome.
anyone listening to this should be listening to that and vice versa.
Yeah.
We're gonna-
Brooks, how about you, buddy?
Brooks at BR Buys Indy, or just DM. Usually we're linked and we tag each other in a bunch of stuff. So DM me on any of the social media platforms as well.
Sounds good. And anybody who needs construction, Nick at offleashconstruction.com. Looking forward to working with you guys.
Cheers, bros.